In this video, we will be looking at the new Circle of the Stars Druid and why I love it. I think it's a great addition and patch here. I'm so glad they chose this subclass. I'm not going to go through every level of Druid, I'm just going to go through the levels where the Circle of the Stars is different and gives you something extra. So, first of all, we get the Guidance cantrip whether you know it or not. To me, this basically says you get a free extra cantrip because if I'm making a Druid, I'm probably picking Guidance anyway, which then lets me pick other cantrips from the Druid spell list. Awesome. We also get Guiding Bolt, which lets us use a star map. A star map is a new type of resource, and the only thing it's used to do is cast Guiding Bolt. But we can also use level 1 spells, or level 2 we can upcast it. We can use our spell slots. I like this because it's a way for druids to deal single target damage, which they're generally not very good at. And it's just a level 1 spell slot. You can chuck one out. Plus it's radiant damage, which links up with some of the starry forms. What are these starry forms, you may wonder? Well, we get 3 starry forms at level 2. And we don't get any extra starry forms in the higher levels, actually. So we get starry form Archer, which as a bonus action lets you shoot out Luminous Arrow, which deals 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier of radiant damage once per turn. Every single turn. It doesn't require any spell slots to keep casting this Luminous Arrow. Starry Form Chalice lets you do some extra healing if you use a spell slot while healing. This does not include healing that you get from items, just from the spell slots that your druid uses. And lastly, Starry Form Dragon, potentially my favourite. At level 2, when you make a concentration saving throw, you can't roll lower than a 10. Now, the minimum roll you need for a concentration saving throw is 10, and it will often be 10 because it's equal to half the damage done to you, or 10, whichever is higher. If you multi-class or pick a feat to give your druid proficiency in constitution saving throws and maybe give them a piece of armor that gives them advantage on that, you're almost never going to fail concentration saving throws. It's great. Plus, it's not just that, you can cast Dazzling Breath, which lets you do a Dragon Breath attack with radiant damage, which is really bloody cool, once every turn using a bonus action. I'm going to show you these in combat. I'm actually going to show you the upgraded forms because I've got Shadowheart here as our druid at level 12. So here I will show you how the 3 different starry forms work. I am level 12, so we're going to see the effects that we gain at level 10 also. So first off, I've got Dazzling Breath. The range is normal for Dragon's Breath, so you do have to get up close and personal. And the fact you can do that every single turn, I think is very powerful indeed. If you could have someone else group them all up together. Now Shadowheart has the one with Black Hole, so she can't do both at once. Perhaps someone has got Void Bulb, or someone is knocking people back or something. Then that's really going to help with Dazzling Breath. And let's say I want to try and concentrate on this. Now the other thing to keep in mind is that while she's concentrating on Fairy Fire, I did just try to provoke an opportunity attack but I missed. Well, I already made a build that showed this off, so I'm going to switch to Starry Form Chalice, which at level 10 I can do as a free action. And it doesn't use up an extra wild shape charge. So now I'm going to heal Zenith for health. And down here I've got an extra bit of healing. I'm not the biggest fan of healing in combat, but if you are going to be healing outside of combat, I would definitely suggest switching to Chalice healing and get the Starry Form Chalice just to get that extra bit of healing. And the nice thing is I could have actually put that healing on someone else. You can see Lazel's pretty beaten up there.
Let's finish this.
So perhaps it would have been a good idea to have given it to her instead. Unfortunately, this is just once per turn, so we can't get loads and loads of extra healing, but it is nice to get that bit of extra healing. So let's show off Starry Form Archer also. It's a bit like with the Dragon form. Once every turn we get a bonus action attack, but it's only against a single target. The nice thing is it does have quite a decent range. I kind of prefer the Dragon Breath attack if I'm honest, because it can affect more people, but still. Dragon Breath cannot critical hit, just like I did with my Starry Form there. And let's just throw out an extra Guiding Bolt. I don't have to use a spell slot for this. Down they go. Aren't we a lovely Starry Druid? At level 5 we get 1 extra star map, which lets you use Guiding Bolt 1 more time per long rest without having to use a spell slot. Then at level 6 we get an extra feature, Cosmic Omen. So we start off with 3 Cosmic Omens, and this lets you either give one of your characters the equivalent of Guidance / Bless. You get an extra 1d6 bonus to an attack roll or saving throw or ability check. And if you use it for the ability checks, it's like a beefed up, souped up version of Guidance, where it's 1d6 instead of 1d4. It does require concentration, but it's better than Guidance even. Or you can do this kind of the opposite to enemies. You can decrease their attack rolls, saving throws, or ability checks. So that's really, really useful. It's almost like having a bard in your party. But the really big downside is there are only 3 per long rest at this level. And so here we can see that the Cosmic Omen of Wheel saving throw has the potential to be applied, because my character here needs a 16 to save against debilitating shot. They've rolled an 11. This adds 1d6. It's actually not likely to work. We need a 5 or a 6. We've got a 1 in 3 chance. This will help. Generally, I wouldn't use it. And it didn't work, which is sad. Then you got 1 in their Cosmic Omen. Whoops. But the point is, you get an extra chance to pass a saving throw, and you get to choose when you use it. At level 9, you get 1 extra star map, 1 extra Cosmic Omen, so that's 1 extra Guiding Bolt, 1 extra use of your wheel or woe as they call it. And then at level 10, your starry forms just go over the top. So the archer's damage goes up to 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier per turn using a bonus action. The chalice's healing goes up by 1d8 up to 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier. And the dragon, it doesn't actually say it here in the level up screen, but the dragon's breath attack, I didn't say it earlier actually either. Dragon's breath attack goes up from 2d6 to 3d6 at level 5, and then at level 10 goes up to 4d6 plus your spellcasting modifier of radiant damage once per turn using a bonus action. And while you're in dragon form, you can fly 6 meters per turn. Now Shadowheart is actually half illithid, so that doesn't affect us so much, but hey ho, it's better than nothing. And it doesn't say it here either, once you have Twinkling Constellations, once you are level 10, you can switch between the starry forms once per turn. It doesn't use an action, it doesn't use a bonus action, it doesn't even use a wild shape charge. So you can start your turn as 1 starry form, perhaps as Chalice, and you heal someone with your action, give them a bit of extra healing, switch to, let's say, the dragon starry form, and then use your breath attack. And also you've got a minimum of 10 unit of concentration saving throws, and you can fly. I think this is absolutely amazing. Past level 10, there's nothing unique to the Circle of the Stars Druid. Once we get to level 10, the starry form dragon also gets a fly action. It's not the largest range, but you can fly now, which you couldn't do before. It doesn't take a spell slot, it doesn't take concentration, and so this is a nice little way to get fly. Let's get Laser back up. So you might find if someone does need this, we can switch back to Chalice and just try and heal them a little bit more. Could be worse, could be better. Anyway, you let me know what you think of the new Druid. Come on, saving throw. It didn't work again. Oh well, cursed. Let me know what you think of the new Starform Druid. I've seen some people seem to be annoyed at the little lights flashing around. Can't say it's bothered me that much. I've already included it in 1 multi-class build. And let me know what multi-classes you would include the Circle of the Stars Druid in. Bam. Critical miss, lovely stuff. Thank you. Shadowheart. I really quite like that animation as well. Thank you for watching to all the members of my channel, and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one.